A broadcasting legend in his own mind. He's known to be prickly and very opinionated. It's time to get in the huddle with your host, Coach Muddle.
All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Huddle. It's me, Coach Muddle. Captain's here on a Monday night. And of course, no,
Well, I
Nevada Nick's here.
yeah.
Who?
Who?
Who? Nevada Nick won some games yesterday, so he decided to join us.
No. My problem is, Captain, last Sunday, first Sunday, I started off a little rough in the 1 o'clock games. I get a text, "You're shitting the bed," complaining. Obviously, I rally at 4 o'clock like I always do. I end up 3-4. Not great. Mind you, I was 10-2 going into that Sunday. All right, so I end up 3-4. Yesterday, I go 4-1. I have a game. I have the Saints tonight to finish a tease, so that the Saints tie tonight or better, I win the tease, and it'll be 5-1. Do I get a text? Hey man, attaboy, good job. Nothing. Crickets. Not a damn thing. Good job. Nothing.
First of all, fuck you on your tease with the Saints, okay? Because again, and I've been hearing about this all day, or actually more than a few days.
Yeah.
I had this guy who's a good friend of mine who is a chief stationed with me down in the Caribbean, that place that we won't talk about. And he sends me a video, and I guess it's from the one of the road trip things. The guys hangover, and they're in the Mercedes and they're road tripping, and it shows like Drew Brees and Cam Jordan and Alvin Kamara and all these guys with the heads on the bodies and passing by other people, and Gruden's in the other car. It was cute. I mean, I gave it a ha-ha.
Yeah.
But
sorry, go ahead, Captain.
I'm just saying, it's like I'm itching. I'm itching for this game because I tell you, everybody thinks that the Raiders are going to get boat raced, and I really don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to have a
don't
good
think
game
that at all.
Yeah,
I think I like I said, it's the Saints to tie or win the game, so I'm comfortable with that. But the lines move big time too, though, Captain. The line's down to 4 now, so which I don't know if you would like that or not, because usually in gambling the public's wrong. So
and that's why I don't gamble.
Right.
Like I said, the one time I was going to win was and I didn't give you the $20. I would have had money on Edward Solaire, but
right.
I don't gamble because I tell you what, it's one of those. And apologies for the people that gamble and can win and are good at it. Great, really good for you. But I work hard for my money, and I like to try to keep what I get.
Yeah,
It's
tough. You're right, Captain. It's not easy, and that's why I was explaining to Coach yesterday. So I did a lot of those tease bets because I'm just so unsure with everything this year. And yesterday I did the tease bets I did just to go through. I did Chiefs at -2.5. And look, obviously I got lucky with that. 3 freaking field goals it took at 58 yards. So I got off by the skin of teeth of that. I put the Chiefs with the Ravens. Now they won comfortably. And then I had the Bucks and San Francisco. Bucks were -2. San Francisco's -1. I won that. But still, Bucks, if you were laying the 8, Carolina had the ball on the floor late in the game. So they could have got that touchdown and backdoored it. You just, it's crazy, too, with all these injuries. I mean, that San Francisco game, it's, Bosa goes out for the year. Jimmy G gets hurt. Raheem Mostert gets hurt. Solomon Thomas gets hurt. Now, Richard Sherman's on IR. I mean, it's just,
and they got to come back there this week. I mean, if I was them, I would have just stayed there.
Coach, they're complaining about the turf.
Yeah, they're complaining big time about the turf there. And, I don't know what they're complaining about. Well, actually, I think it's different turf because they roll that out and put the Giants turf in for the Giant games. So I don't know.
Ooh, maybe that's what it is then. Because a lot of them, it's like natural grass, I think now, right?
Well, no, it's like a twine. It's like there's a piece of grass and then there's turf wrapped around it, like it's like a hybrid. I know a lot of fields do that now. So with that, but yeah, so very disheartening as a Giant fan to see Saquon Barkley go down again this year, week 2, and this time it's really serious. ACL been confirmed, out for the year. And I just look at it as the Giants are like, okay, we don't have to pay you now. It's my feeling because Giants don't pay running backs. They just don't.
Right.
And for us Giant fans to have to see him leave and go somewhere else, what?
This is year 3, right?
Yes, year 3.
Okay. So next year they got to decide on the 5th-year option.
Right. And so what they'll do is they'll option him, and they could drag that out. But I think that they're gonna probably move on because he is not the typical running back. He is that feast or famine guy that is, Barry Sanders. He'll go minus, boom, 80 yards.
Right.
And I don't think after a knee injury like this, you're going to be able to do a lot of dancing and moving around and go. So unless he's a phenomenal athlete. He'll probably be able to change his style.
Yeah, see, I
the Giants.
I get a test of knee injuries, I guess.
Yeah. And now, too, Coach, you got to kind of question his durability. I mean, look, it was a disheartening weekend in Philly, too. I mean, everybody's questioning Carson Wentz. I'm not ready to give up on him. I think, people tend to focus on the quarterback. And, look, he's not playing good, no doubt. He had a bad interception yesterday. All the momentum was on Philly's side. Yep. And he tries to throw one in there between 2 defenders, and you're just like, why, dude? Why? So I think he's feeling the pressure. I do. But at the same point, you got to look at the team. He doesn't have a number 1 receiver. I don't know why Ertz seems like he can't connect with Ertz this year. Their line's busted up. I'm not making excuses for him. He needs to step up.
It kind of sounds like you are making excuses for at least the team, Nick. I'm not bagging on you. Just I
agree. I think it's more. Look, I'll say this. I thought he was a top 5 quarterback. He's not right now, no doubt about that. Because a top 5 quarterback, no matter what's going to elevate their team.
Right.
I think he's at that point. You got to say maybe he can't be a Russell Wilson or Mahomes and, put him with some scrubs and he's going to elevate him. When he had the tools, as obviously the Super Bowl year, he was going to be MVP. I don't know what's going on, but I would say obviously his biggest problem is consistency, and you can't have inconsistency out of your quarterback. So I just don't know. It's a really confusing thing because you see him play, and it looks. I just think he's putting so much pressure on himself. It does say like I'm making excuses for him. I'm just I don't get it because you see all the talent there, and it's not coming onto the field. And I think he's trying to make all these big plays. And let's not kid each other too. Yesterday, the defense did not help him. The defense. The Rams were all over him. And when you're feeling that kind of pressure, that you got to constantly make plays, it doesn't. And especially in Philadelphia, it doesn't help.
And a couple questions. First off, he doesn't play defense, of course. So any time that they score, you say, well, it's not on Wentz, unless Wentz throws a pick 6 or gives a fumble or an interception, which sets them up, with a short drive. Then you can say, yeah, he was instrumental in that. But again, if they do a regular drive, and I'm thinking like maybe anything over like 50, 60 yards is a quote unquote a legitimate drive and not a quarterback derived drive. Okay. So as long as he doesn't put the Eagles in a bad situation, then it's not all on him. My question is that now that Foles is gone, is the old
Jalen Hurts.
Oh, it's her. Okay.
Jalen Hurts.
And so I was going to say, do you really want to just like Tua down in Miami? Do you really want to put that much pressure on a rookie right off the bat? Now, granted, and I know we're going to talk about it as later as well, Justin Herbert played really friggin' well for his first game yesterday.
And it makes no sense to me, Captain, because Anthony Lynn came out and said Tyrod Taylor is getting his job back. I don't see it. Right. Because I'll tell you this, I had the Chiefs yesterday, and I think that hurt me. I think if Tyrod Taylor is playing, the Chiefs win that game. Herbert really kept him in the game, and he made a lot of passes that not your average quarterback makes. He looked – the way he was stepping up in the pocket, I like him. He looks good. I know it's one game, but still, the Chiefs got a good defense, and Spags really puts pressure on you with exotic blitzes, and he was stepping up and moving the pocket, and he really only made one mistake with that interception.
Yeah.
And other than that, he really had a nice game, and the Chargers, I thought, were the better team. It's just Mahomes, man.
They were, and they gave that game away. And trust me, we
fourth and one. He should have went. Anthony Lynn, don't you agree? In 4th and 1 in overtime, I know it's, but you're giving the ball to Mahomes. He had to go for it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, the Chargers can run the ball this year. That line's better. They were controlling the line in the scrimmage yesterday, and I was surprised he didn't go for it. I would have.
Okay, well, and I agree, and it's like now for a Raiders fan, this is what we always say: you got two AFC West teams playing each other. You root for an atom bomb. Okay, that's what you normally do. When you don't have an atom bomb, then you root for the team that is obviously the lesser of the teams. And yesterday, obviously, it was the Garglers, but the Garglers, aka the Chargers, should have won that friggin' game. You don't give Patrick Mahomes an opportunity. They gave him the opportunity. I think it's bullshit that they didn't call a penalty on Hill, who should be in prison as wide receiver for the Kansas City ketchup and mustard barbecue
for the helmet.
Yeah, for the helmet. And there's a lot of shit that I cannot stand. It's gone from being the Patriots are now the favored sons of the NFL to Kansas Shitty being the favored sons of the NFL.
Well, Captain, they did
can't stand that.
Tough holding calls on them yesterday too, the Chiefs, where it brought them back and they could have scored to win the game. And I thought there was some rough, but no, they definitely missed that. And you're right about that. There's no doubt they missed the him taking the helmet off, and it would have been big because that 2-point conversion now you're at the 17-yard line. Yep. I mean, and that's huge. You can't deny it. And then the Chiefs obviously would have had to score a touchdown instead of just kick a field goal to go into overtime. So it did have a big thing. One thing I wanted to ask you, Captain, because I'm curious because I think it's an interesting story in the sense. So obviously, Derek Carr used an audible and said Cindy Gruden or Cindy for one of the things. John Gruden says he didn't know about it. I don't believe that.
No,
I don't believe that Gruden wouldn't know an audible because not just that, I think you'd agree to a sense. Do you really think the starting quarterback like that would kind of show up as head coach and make an audible after his wife's name without John knowing? You know what I mean? I think he's lying in that sense. I wanted to see what you thought about that.
Yeah,
let's say John was telling the truth. I think it's a little disrespectful.
No, and now I've heard two things because we immediately harped on it. We're like, holy shit, did we just hear that? And then John in his later on said, yeah, I was basically quite disconcerted with that, and he will never use that again. And the way that Gruden kind of stone-faced it, everybody thought oh shit, Derek Carr's in deep kimchi. But from what I understand, at a later time, and I don't know the source of this, but I was told at a later time that basically he was being very, very facetious in that he knew about that call. So, and to be honest, I would be very, very perplexed had John Gruden not known about that audible, considering that it's his offense and he does everything on it anyway. So to me, that's just a bunch of bullshit.
Right, and this is the guy who played the Raiders a year later and knew all their audibles when he was the head coach of the Bucs in the Super Bowl. So, I mean,
yeah, but being in the huddle, you're joking around in the meeting room, and I could see them doing that as a rib, messing around with John and them changing it as a rib, and obviously we're not going to know about it. But, inside the meeting room, it was a rib between the players and John. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and I don't think it's anything more than that. It's just somebody trying to start some shit. But meanwhile, it's just them, I think, just having some fun with each other. And that, to me, that shows, hey, they're playing loosey-goosey, and they don't give a shit. So,
I think nothing of it, man. Hey. Whatever, and you know what? I forgot what the play was afterwards, if it was successful or not, because we were all attuned to what the audible was, and I got, it's one of those things where you kind of like lose your mind for a couple seconds and then you don't remember what the hell they did. So I'd have to go back, and if I still have it, I'll figure out, what the audible was or if it was successful or not. But I think Jordan's being
the timing of it. They know that you can hear a lot better this year too, obviously, with no fans and all. So I'll tell you one thing though. What a game last night in Seattle and New England.
Yeah.
I don't think you can count out New England, man, because I'll say this, and I said this could happen. Right now, Patriots are getting better quarterback play at the quarterback position than they were last year. Now, I know it's only 2 games, but it's a fact.
Oh, no.
I'm not saying Cam Newton's better than Tom Brady. I'm saying Cam Newton right now today
He's playing better
at 31 is better than Brady at 42 or 43.
Exactly.
I mean, he made some big plays against a good Seattle defense last night, and he's running the ball. He threw for 390 yards. I mean, it was a great game. Once again, Pete Carroll, though. So they had a 3rd and 1 with like a minute 45 left, and they throw the ball 40 yards down the field. Did you not learn in the Super Bowl? Run the ball, and if not, like do a little quick out. Why are you throwing for 40 yards when you need a yard to win the game? And look, the Patriots were 1 yard from winning that game last night, and luckily the Seahawks stopped Cam on the goal line. But I'll tell you, man, 2 teams who just every game deliver. I mean, every single game between them the last 4 or 5 years has been down to the last play, including the Super Bowl.
And maybe not the 40-yard fade, but maybe just the 5-yard quick hit. If you're
right, or a hitch, or right. Flying back flat, whatever.
And go.
Yeah.
But it's easy. It's easy, and that's what Edelman is so great for.
Right.
Is he'll intertwine and weave his way through a defense, turn around and target. Boom, he's there. And I tell you what, Cam's got a lot of zip on the ball. The Raiders got to play the Patriots on Sunday, and of course my doc was giving me shit today because he's I think I told you about him. He's the Patriots fan that's now a Bucks fan because of some certain quarterback. So he was giving it to me on both ends today. But they played well. And it's one of those things where you can only hope that the Raiders defense steps up tonight against Breeze, that they step up and learn how to tackle a big MFer in the backfield and take some of that tape about how to stop Cam Newton and make sure they employ it. Because I tell you, the other thing is that one touchdown he had with the fade or with the quick hit to the fullback. Great play because everybody's keying on Cam. Actually, they probably should have done that the last play of the game. Maybe not the same play, but an alternate play where somebody else gets the ball instead of Cam.
Yeah, it reminded me a lot of, and Captain, you'll know, back when Tebow was with Florida, he'd do the fake run and then go back and
the jump pass.
The ball up. Yep.
Yeah.
Jump pass,
and it works because they think you're doing it so much, and it was not the exact same play, but he kind of did it, and then the fullback fell off, and he was wide open. And I thought the same thing because they're committing everybody, and man, it's just so easy. I know you want to run the ball when you're 1 yard away, but they're going all in on these runs, So eventually, you got to kind of change up on them, and they did there, and it was an easy touchdown.
Yeah, and I love the jump. I think that was against Tennessee, wasn't it, Coach?
Yeah, he did that. But he did that a couple of times, though.
Yeah, he did. He
did it a few times, but I think it started with Tennessee.
Yeah,
and how about speaking of the Broncos? I mean, Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Got hurt.
And Cortland Sutter today, or Sutton, or whatever his name was. I'm drawing up blank.
Cortland Sutton.
Sutton,
and also, and also, by the way, the Broncos starting quarterback as of now is actually the son of a guy that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's weird.
And, the Broncos, didn't I say this? The Broncos are playing pretty well. They gave the
Steelers a game yesterday.
They did. They gave them a game. And, you're without probably one of the best defensive players in the game. And then you go down with your young quarterback and still able to,
And who was the backup again? What's his name?
Jeff Driscoll.
Driscoll, right? The Lions.
Well, he's a Gator, that got
Right.
got the hell out of Florida when he saw who was coming in, went to Louisiana Tech or whatever it is, because they, they said start right away. Great kid's got a rocket arm. He's very intelligent, very good quarterback. He was with the Niners last year as their number 2 or number 3 quarterbacks. Yeah. He's bounced around a bit.
He was in Detroit too, I believe, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's been around a bit, and he's got great football IQ. So that was a hell of a grab for the Donkeys getting him. And obviously, I wished him well, just as long as they don't win or he plays well against my Raiders. That's all.
Right. But look, this is the importance of having a good backup quarterback. We're at week 2. Jimmy G, might miss some time here, and now Drew Lock, they're saying, is out 3 to 5 weeks.
No, this is why up to 6, 2 to 6.
Okay, this is why you get an Andy Dalton or a Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater, because then they can be the placeholder for the guy. And trust me, I mean, look at the Chiefs and the Saints last year. If they didn't have that, the season might have ended. Chiefs might have not won the Super Bowl. Saints, I know they lost in the first round, but still, they might not have had the playoff run they have if they, don't go 5-0 when Teddy Bridgewater takes over.
Yeah, and that's why I said, please don't get hurt, Carr. Right now, Nathan Peterman is our number 2 until Mariota comes back. I'm like, just phone it in, just kind of do the old. What was the name of the basketball team that decided not to play and didn't give the other guys notice? Fucking Peterman is going to be your quarterback. Just don't show up. Just say, hey, we'll take the L.
It was the Bucks.
The Bucks, yeah.
Yeah, right. We'll take the L.
Well, and now the Giants are in the market for a running back.
Yeah.
Freeman went in, Coach, to take
They're talking to Freeman, yes, and he's been demanding a lot of money. That's why he hasn't signed, really. He wants more money than he's worth. So hopefully the Giants, because I thought Lewis played pretty well in the backup role. I really don't think the Giants need to go rush and sign a guy and pay him that money. I think what they have is pretty decent back there, to be honest with you. Right. And I think it helps the offensive line. This actually helps the offensive line, because when you have a running back like Barry Sanders and Barkley, because they're dancing around, you don't know where they're going. It's hard. It's hard to you sometimes you're going to push a guy right into him, because you didn't know he was going that way. So this kind of helps that offensive line, because now you got Lewis who's going to put his head down and grind it for you. So
the one thing I'd say about the Giants, though, they're playing tough. You can't sit there and say, "Oh man," where the defense is just getting shredded, and they battled yesterday and battled back to where they almost won the game.
Well, they gave up that cheap touchdown at before half.
And he had a bad interception again, too.
And the bad interception, they scored that touchdown right before half, but they battled and came all the way back, and had a chance. Had you not have your veteran wide receiver get a offensive pass interference to end the football game. I mean, come on. I don't know why the guy's still on the team anyway.
Right. Yeah, it's said. They got to get your boy Darius Slayton involved and get him the ball.
They weren't doing that, man. And that's another thing. They didn't throw the ball deep yesterday.
I'll tell you, the Bears are very lucky 2-0. They could easily be 0-2.
Yep.
Well,
Nick Foles will be playing. Nick Foles will be quarterback right now.
I was going to say, if we're going to talk about luck, let's talk about those cow patties, man.
Oh man!
Look, and I just wanted you to know, Atlanta did call me up about their special teams job, because they're about to fire their special teams coordinator. I mean, oh my God, how is it? Because you're allowed to touch the ball. The offense can touch the ball before it goes 10. The defense has to wait till it goes 10. So those guys are all standing around.
I didn't think they thought it was going to go 10. But still, at some point, you got to get the ball. Get it out of bounds if you're worried.
It doesn't matter. You don't do it. You just get on it and end the game. You get on it and end the football game.
Right.
No, but a lot of those guys are worried if they hit it and don't get it, and then the other team gets it, they get in trouble. But like I said, if you're worried, take it and hit it out of bounds.
Yeah,
and if they get
and throw it out of bounds. Yeah,
right.
Just push it out of bounds.
Yeah. So
and it was pretty funny because the kid kicked it without a tee. You noticed that?
Yeah,
exactly. First time I've ever seen that.
I coach that is one of my techniques, because look, first of all, I'm left-footed, left-handed. So I'm working with kids who are got to be opposite with me, because they're mostly right-handed. But, I try to do it without the tee and make them kick because sometimes it'll go the way you want it to go better without the tee, believe it or not, when you're working that onside angle. Yeah. And I'm really tired of people saying, oh, when I played, onside kick's the most dangerous thing. No, it's not. Just shut up. Onside's a good thing. Don't get it out of football.
They got to return to what it was. Let the players start. I mean, it's, it went down all the way. I think it's like 17% or something. I mean, let them get a running start then, just on onside kicks. Who cares at the others? And let them know. They're going to know. They always know at the end of the game anyway. That's what I mean. I hate this whole, we'll have a one-time 15-yard play. So the defense is going to be on field the whole time and then have to stop a 15-yard play. That's stupid. Just put the rule where if you kick an onside kick, you can't have surprise onsides. But basically, they know at the end of the game when there's no timeouts anyway, they're kicking onside. So they know. It's, you don't have to make it throughout the game.
And I line it up. I don't have to overload or anything. I line up with 2 kickers. Because you don't know.
They don't know which way they're going then.
Yeah, they don't know which way we're going. We're gonna. Well, based on the film we watch, we figure out which is the lazy lineman. Because usually most teams put up the lineman as the front 5 guys, and they're a big lazy guy. So we're looking for the lazy guy.
Which way did he go, Coach? Yep. Which way did he go?
Yeah. And if you have a real good kicker that you can recruit, and sometimes you line drive it and bounce it off the guy that turns his back.
Yeah. Now, who's gonna be my bitch? Yeah, who's gonna be my bitch?
Now the only thing that me and Coach have is we are in the NFC East. So Dallas
least
it's the NFC East.
Least.
So it's the East. But hey, who's got more Super Bowls, the NFC East or the AFC West? That's all I know.
God.
Right. And actually, before the Eagles, we still were number 1 in the amount of Super Bowls that teams that divisions had.
Right.
I mean,
yeah. So
right. Dallas has 5. The Redskins have 3.
Dallas plays Seattle this week too. Dallas plays Seattle this week. So
I can't help it if the Chiefs decide to get 1 Super Bowl every 50 fucking years, and the Garglers suck. Okay, I get that, and the fact that Elway couldn't get a Super Bowl until he got a running back in Terrell Davis. I can't help that.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't fucking matter.
How many times the Raiders been in the playoffs in the last 15 years?
15 years?
Yeah.
16 and probably just 16.
Yeah, so 1 time. Okay, I couldn't remember. I was drawing a blank on that.
Couldn't remember. This amount of time.
I just wanted to be reminded. You're the big Raiders fan.
This amount of time. Okay.
Well, the Giants could upset the 49ers having to come back east again, and the Giants could be tied for first place, 1 and 2. I mean, so could the Eagles. I mean, we could have a 4-way tie come Sunday.
Eagles play the Bengals. I think a lot of people are putting it as W's right now. I wouldn't do that.
I think the Bengals, right? From what I've seen from both teams,
Bengals look good Thursday.
The Bengals,
and they have the extra. They have a couple extra days to prepare for Philadelphia. Yeah. I don't know.
Eagles better run the ball.
Is the line out yet, Nick?
Eagles are 6.5.
Wow,
a lot of points. I wouldn't like 6.5. And I tell you this, the Bengals' run defense is horrendous, though. Doug better run the ball. I mean, because they can run the ball on them. But, I mean, look, I think Burrow's going to slice them up. I mean, Eagles have no linebackers. They have no respect for the linebacker position. I mean, it was bad yesterday. I mean, Higbee, as Stiz said, he said Higbee was going to have a big game. Higbee had 3 touchdowns yesterday.
Right.
So it wasn't good. Like, everybody's going crazy in Philadelphia. But, hey, we haven't had good starts since the Super Bowl year. I mean, so it's not over yet. But like I said, I don't think this team's going anywhere anyway.
Yeah, and the problem with the Giants, though, we have such a tough schedule. I mean, we don't play the Bengals till like the end of the season. By then, the Bengals could be good. I mean, you don't know. And I mean, it's just crazy. I was looking at the schedule. I just, don't see it. And we have week 7, we play Washington, and then week 8, we play Philadelphia on a Thursday night. Or is it 6 and 7? I don't know, but it's 2 division games within 4 days. That's boggles my mind. It's ridiculous, man.
The one thing I'm happy about is, I'll tell you this, we got a good Monday night game tonight, and we got a great Monday night game next week. Next Monday night is Chiefs-Ravens in Baltimore. That is going to be one hell of a game. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to the game tonight. I think it's going to be a really good game. Like I said, unfortunately, I do think the Saints defense is going to be a little too much for that Raiders offense. I like the Saints in a tight contest, like 23-20, something like that. I think they win. I think the Raiders are going to put on a good game today. And look, my concern is that Raiders defense. I mean, I'm sure Sean Payton's going to look at what the Panthers and Matt Rule did to score 30 points on them and try to translate that and see what they can do. But you're without Michael Thomas, so can they do it? And that's another player that got hurt too. McCaffrey's out like 4 to 6 weeks, so it's just crazy this year. I mean,
everybody after week 1, no more preseason. How much you need that preseason.
Yep, you do. Your body's not ready for the hits, and you're seeing it, man. I mean, these guys are just going down, and just big names, man. Look at the Broncos, your best defensive player and your quarterback. The Niners have lost all kinds of guys, and now, honestly, the Niners, I don't see them as contenders this year. Do they get a playoff spot? Yeah, but I don't think they're competing for an NFC championship. I just don't. Not with Bosa gone.
And I think, and Aaron Rodgers is just on fire. I mean, he's saying F you to everyone.
Yeah, play somebody first. Vikings suck. Vikings have been really
Where
unimpressive.
is PP Eater? Where is PP Eater?
Yeah, he's hiding.
He
came to the show and said hashtag bring back PP Eater.
Yeah.
He really had a hashtag bring back PP Eater?
Yeah, that's what his brother brought about, a hashtag bring back PP Eater.
Yeah.
Well, his brother's such full of shit. I told you guys that I got rid of him on both YouTube.
It wasn't his brother,
Facebook.
it was Tommy.
Oh, okay.
It was Tommy. I thought it was his brother.
No, it was Tommy.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, Coach can't read, so it was Tommy.
I can't. I'm dyslexic. It's fine.
Yeah. Tommy, Matt, same thing. Isn't that his name, Matt?
Yeah. Matt, the disgruntled, oh my God, Browns fan. Jesus
well, hey, man, they've won a big game against those Bungles now. Watch out. And then the Browns, I can't remember who they play, but they're a 7-point favorite. Bring me back. There he is.
You're doing your job in the comments section, Tom. You're
hold on.
That's your
We're getting a call. We're getting a call.
Okay.
From Stiz.
Stiz, welcome to the huddle, buddy. How you doing?
Coach, what's up, buddy? 3-time cornhole champ here on the line. How you guys doing tonight?
Good. I think I offended someone at work because apparently she was talking a lot of trash with about her and her husband being cornhole champions or winning in their little whatever it was. And I said, my buddy has this great shirt. It says, your hole is my goal.
I'm in the Delco area, the beautiful outskirts of Delco.
Yeah.
I'll play them anytime. Listen, my condolences to you, Coach. R.I.P. Saquon Barkley. What a terrible loss.
It is. It's horrible. It's horrible. And it's a shame because, a running back like that just, had a short life to begin with, shelf life to begin with. And I think he just cut it dramatically with that.
Yeah.
So
I think so too. Now, McCaffrey, only out 4 to 6 weeks. Being that aside, who do you guys think is a bigger loss to their team, McCaffrey or Barkley?
McCaffrey.
Well, it's got to be McCaffrey because, the offensive line for the Giants is horrible. So, I just think that McCaffrey does more for them.
Yeah, and I think not good.
I was gonna say their backups that come in for him. That's actually I've been looking at some waiver wire ads for this week for fantasy. But you got Mike Davis in Carolina. And I remember Wayne Gallman in the Giants.
Yes.
Coach, you mentioned another guy, right?
Yeah, Lewis. He came. He was with the Patriots. Then he went to
Dion Lewis.
Titans. Dion Lewis. And I think
right.
Dion Lewis really helps the offensive line of the Giants because he's a guy that's going to hit that hole and grind it a little bit more than where Barkley. A lot of times it's hard. The offensive line doesn't really know where he's going. So it makes it kind of tough.
I tell you, I saw Gallman when he was up with Clemson, man. What a great kid. And actually, he's local here to the Tampa area. His family's from here. And I don't know why that if he's not on the team, I don't know why that they're not using him more.
Yeah, he's just kind of gotten lost in the shuffle, really, because you remember he was getting some time, and then the whole new regime came. They drafted Barkley, and he just kind of got swallowed up a little bit by the whole thing with Barkley, and never really got a fair shake, honestly.
Now, Stiz, I know you liked your prop bet tonight with Waller. Was it over? Would you like to over 4.5 receptions? Was it?
4.5, which I thought was very low. I mean,
I agree.
Ruggs probably isn't playing tonight, right?
No, Ruggs is playing.
Oh, he is playing, Captain?
Yeah, from what I understand, he was like probable. He wasn't questionable. He was probable the last time I checked. The last time I checked, he was probable. So now he's not at 100%, but anything that he can give out there. Even if he's maybe 75%, he's still got speed to him. He's not going to have the breakaway speed, but I think that he'll be a good thing. I said, don't sleep on Edwards, man. Although Edwards got hurt too last week, but I haven't seen him on the injury report. So
they could always put Aguilar in. He could drop 4 or 5 balls. Is there
Caught one last week.
I was going to say he caught the touchdown last week, Coach. He's 1 for 1.
100%. Pick them up. Waiver wire pickup of the year.
There you go.
Now, Stiz, who do you like in the game tonight?
What's that?
Who do you like in the game tonight? Did you see the line drop to 4?
I did see it drop to 4, which makes me a little nervous. I mean, it dropped, a 1.5, which is crazy. Which means everybody's betting the Raiders. Anytime the line goes down, they're betting the dog. So. Right. Makes me a little nervous. I don't know. I could see a really good game tonight, to be honest with you.
Yeah. It's tough with no fans. With no fans, it's tough.
Yeah, no Michael Thomas. He's right. Now, Stiz, so Jacobs over under 73.5. What do you got on that for rushing yards, Josh Jacobs?
I got the over. I think they're going to use him a lot. Like I said, I think him and Waller are going to be the main 2 pieces of that Raiders offense tonight.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, they're the 2 most dependable, obviously.
Third Renfro.
Just like I think on the other side, you have Jared Cook and you got Kamara. So
right. Yeah, running back tight end, definitely.
The Raiders are hurting at the fact that they have a right guard playing right tackle for him, which was the same guy that they played last week, Denzel Good, because both Trent Brown, who is the largest paid. And that is a pun because he is the largest paid offensive tackle in the league who hasn't given us a lot for that money. He's out and his backup's out, so they got Good playing right tackle again.
Yeah, I thought the guy from the Ravens was the biggest guy lineman in the league. He's tackle for the Ravens.
No, he's 6'8", Trent Brown. He's huge. He's a big boy.
Yeah,
the one thing that does help him, though,
the Ravens
you're wrong, Coach. Like usual, Coach, you're wrong. But Davenport's out though for the Saints, which hurts the Saints obviously. Now you still have Cam Jordan, but still that'll help the Raiders having Davenport out. As you know, when you got 2 good pass rushers, you can't block, double team both of them. It's gonna help. But like I said, I got the game 23-20 Saints. What do you got, Stiz? Who do you got winning?
Yeah, it sounds about right. I like the Saints, unfortunately. Sorry, Captain, but I think it's going to be a close game. I'm going 26-19. I'm calling an odd score, 26-19.
Okay.
And when I was doing the preseason picks, I had the Raiders losing this game,
Yeah.
But my confidence has gotten a lot better considering Thomas being out and basically Breeze having a pedestrian.
Orlando Brown Jr., 6'8", 345.
Oh, Brown. Okay. Our Brown is way more than 345. He's like 380 and a sandwich.
Now, Captain, one thing me and Stiz saw today, and we both were surprised. They put some early lines out for next week. The Patriots are a 7-point favorite against the Raiders, which I love the Raiders getting that many points. I think that's way too many points against the Patriots. I like how Cam played, but still, I think the Raiders are a good young team playing well. I was surprised the line was that high. Although, like I brought up yesterday, Captain, the Patriots were an underdog for the first time in 64 games yesterday in the regular season because they were an underdog yesterday, the Seahawks. So,
yeah,
I'm surprised that line was so high.
I'll throw $20 for cupcakes to you for that one. Because again, I don't agree with that either. It's probably the fact that the Raiders have just played historically shitty against the Patriots. I mean, the last time they played the Patriots was down in Mexico City, and it was awful. It was awful going to New England, but at least they're going to New England when it's not miserably cold. I'll take that, man. They are. I expect the Raiders to actually win that game.
Okay. I like the Raiders next week as well.
So do I. Yep. No, I agree. Yeah, I think like you saw it last night. The Patriots defense, there's holes. I mean, Wilson threw for 5 touchdowns last night, and they're supposed to have the best secondary in the league. But there's holes in that Patriots defense. They're missing a lot of guys. It's just I've been impressed with what Cam's been able to do at quarterback and on that offense. I mean, I think we all know if Stidham was the quarterback, Patriots wouldn't even win 7 games. I mean, but Cam gives them a little bit of a chance, I think.
The Patriots could be 0-2 if Stidham was quarterback.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I agree.
And what about Buffalo? Almost they had a squeak by Miami. Everybody was kind of anointing them.
Which is why I'm surprised Tua's not playing yet. I think they got a better chance with Tua. I really do. Fitzpatrick throws a lot of interceptions, and just Tua's mobility, you can roll him out of the pocket. I just think that would help the Dolphins. Maybe they don't want to put the pressure on early, and get all the fans going crazy, but they got a solid team. And that goes into what I said about Cam too, because let's not forget, the Patriots couldn't beat the Dolphins at home in December in front of fans for home field advantage, in the second round at least, and a bye, and they lost to the Dolphins. And then they go down to Miami with Cam and beat the Dolphins, and the Dolphins have added some nice pieces in Byron Jones, Van Noy, and they're a better team this year. So I think that kind of shows you the difference in the offense between last year and this year with the Patriots.
Yeah, and the Raiders get the Dolphins at the end of the year, where they will have a chance to actually mesh and gel well. Right. I think it's going to be a really good game for both teams. Obviously, we don't know about injuries between now and then, but playing the Dolphins, like I think it's either like week 16 or week 17 in Vegas. That's good. I'm be very surprised if the Dolphins don't give us a really good game. I mean, we always beat them in Miami. I shouldn't say always, but for the majority of time, we beat them in Miami. When they play at a home game for the Raiders, and I notice I said home for the Raiders and say Oakland, but they come out, and the last time they actually went out to Oakland, they won. So, we'll see what happens on that game. But again, the Dolphins, probably by that time, Tua will be their quarterback.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And like you had said before, if not, I think it's by the bye. But I'd make the move because I think they might have won one of those last 2 games if Tua was the QB. I really do.
All right.
I'm guessing we're all in agreement with the lack of preseason is a big contribution to all these injuries, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
And I think they're going to relook at that. Not that they're going to have all 4 games, but I think they knew that now that at least you should have 2 or 3. And I don't think they hit a lot in practice either, which I'm surprised.
Right.
These guys just weren't prepared.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Now, listen, because I know Captain has a pregame show coming up here shortly.
Okay.
So I think we're going to wrap things up a little early so Captain can promote his show and get himself prepared.
Do his thing.
Do his thing.
Yeah,
So thanks for stopping by, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey,
Now,
look, I just wanted to get a couple minutes in with the hardest working crew on the internet. You know what I mean?
So, all right, Stiz, we'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks, man.
All right, fellas. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great night.
You too.
now,
Later.
Captain, do you have a prediction, or are you holding it for your show?
Like I said, I don't really do predictions.
No, not score, just who wins and loses.
I think the Raiders are going to squeak it out tonight. I
Okay.
just and I say that analytically. I think that it's just that it's a matter of keeping the Saints from just boat racing them. If they keep the Saints within like a score each time, I like the fact that we beat them 4 years ago in New Orleans. That regime, it was a great way to start the season off. And I mean, obviously, the defenses and offenses, the Saints have got it all over defense to defense. The Saints defense is a lot better, but the one kid's out, and that's going to help out the fact that they're going to have to chip Jordan every time. You don't leave him alone on a right guard that's playing right tackle. Okay.
Right. You
make sure he gets chipped by somebody. Hell, Derek Carr should even chip him, when he's trying to throw the friggin' ball. But I just like the fact that it's going to be an emotional game for the Raiders. First game there in Vegas. You give me fans in that stadium.
I agree.
Hands down. Absolutely.
If there was fans, Captain, I think I would lean with you. I really would. I just think that, that first game, you're 1-0. And I think the Michael Thomas injury would definitely factor in a lot then too. Just be, because you see it, man. Like, and they brought it up last night. It's a great example in that Seattle game. The 12th man, you're missing that, man. That's confusing for the offense. You can't hear. You got to use hand signals. You get more false starts. There's just a lot of that, and it's taken away. And, I think that's a factor, and it's kind of why I like the Saints a little bit. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Raiders win tonight. But I definitely agree with you. I think if you had fans, I think I would lean Raiders by a field goal.
Yeah, right. I just think they're just gonna squeak it out at the end. Kind of like sometimes when I squeak one out, I have to look to make sure that I didn't just squeak and more. Right. There you go. Hey, nice microphone, Coach.
Yeah, nice mic, Coach.
Thank you. I'm just testing it out today. My microphone. Just thought I'd use it. Man. So we'll see how it goes for the supposed state police come and get me for something.
Why would the state police get you, Coach?
I don't know. Some buffoon keeps thinking that I have his stuff, and I know he's kind of confused, I guess.
Well, I mean,
let me ask your viewers. Maybe you lost part of your mind with it too.
Yeah. Let me ask a question, Coach. Did you ever sign for it?
No, I didn't sign anything.
Okay, so if you didn't sign for it, and possession being 9/10 of the law, right. I'd tell him to fuck off and die.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you can't, steal something that's been given to you. So.
Right. Exactly. If you didn't sign for it, if there's no record of receipt, if he doesn't have the fact that if they're serialized, that's the only thing. If it's serialized, maybe there's a serial number on it.
Okay, but then you should have had him sign for it or something.
Plus, Coach is in Florida anyway. You know what I mean? Coach is in Florida right now, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. And the Florida troopers got enough shit going on, Yeah,
absolutely. So we'll see. Anyway, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Tomorrow it'll probably be just me and Captain rehashing tonight's Raider game.
Who do you got, Coach?
And the Lightning too, because again, I actually got to at least keep an eye on that.
And
I like the Lightning tonight. I'll give that out too. I like the Lightning.
And Nevada Nick likes the Lightning tonight. So we have that to discuss. We got a lot of stuff going on. So join us tomorrow. What are you pointing at off the camera?
And who do you like tonight? We never got who you like, Saints or Raiders?
If there was fans, I would be taking the Raiders all day long. But I think because there's no fans, I think the Saints squeak it out tonight.
Okay, so you're probably going to be right, Captain. So because Coach likes the Saints. He just mushed me. So whatever Coach likes, he takes the opposite.
Yeah,
so.
there you go. I just mushed you, man.
That's how much the Coach knows.
I
did that for Captain. I did it for Captain. That's what it was.
No, you didn't.
Captain. I did it for Captain. So,
Hey,
all right, everyone. Thanks for checking us out. Make sure you go like the YouTube page. And make sure you want to listen to this, plus Spotify, Anchor, Apple, Google, wherever you listen to your podcast. Give it a like and check it out. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out.
Hey, go to my YouTube. YouTube.
Go to Captain Jack's YouTube. Hold on, I'll put it up for you, Captain. There you go.
Yeah, you're right, Stiz. So much for that teaser because of Coach.
There you go.